Everything's on the table. We can't keep rolling over for Donald Trump.
Yesterday, every premier in Canada sits down with Mark Carney facing a 28-day countdown on Trump's latest tariffs. Today, before that meeting even happened, they delivered a message loud and clear. Canada is done rolling over. At the close of the Council of the Federation in Charlottetown, premiers from across the country revealed where they truly stand on tariffs, healthcare, and standing up to Washington, setting the stage for a high-stakes meeting with the Prime Minister. Let's break it down. Before we get into it, hit subscribe to Canada Decoded so you don't miss how this story develops. Doug Ford didn't wait for tomorrow's meeting to make his position clear. Here's his blunt warning.
Everything's on the table. We can't keep rolling over for Donald Trump. So that's what I believe in, standing up strong. You negotiate through strength. You don't negotiate through weakness, especially with President Trump.
Ford isn't just venting. He's setting the terms before Carney even walks into the room. That's real pressure applied publicly, on the record. Premier Scott Moe delivered a sobering reality check on just how relentless this pressure campaign from Washington has become. Here's his assessment.
What is now, I think, 10 rounds of tariffs that have been indicated by the President of the United States of America. Some of those he has acted on with real impacts to, I think, in fairness, each and every province up here, including Saskatchewan.
10 separate rounds of tariff threats in under 2 years. Moe's number puts into perspective just how relentless this pattern has been, and why patience among premiers is clearly running thin. BC's response was arguably the sharpest of the day, directly calling out Washington's contradictory approach to Canadian resources. Here's that pointed response.
We can't have a country on one hand attacking one group of families and workers while hoping to have access to the resources in Canada that the rest of the world wants. The United States needs to make up its mind.
Attacking BC's forestry workers with one hand while courting Canadian mining investment with the other, EB exposed exactly the kind of contradiction Washington doesn't want highlighted. The sharpest question of the day came when a reporter directly challenged Doug Ford on whether Canada failed to stand up to Trump on the Gordie Howe Bridge revenue-sharing deal. Here's that exchange.
Did Canada fail to stand up to the bully this time?
No, what I'm interested in is making sure goods get from U.S. to Canada and Canada to the U.S. It's more goods travel across the Ambassador Bridge than anywhere else in the entire country. Over $1 billion of goods two-way go back and forth. So we need to make sure Gordie Howe Bridge is open. I don't believe in one bridge having a monopoly, which I've had for years. But the good news is we're opening the bridge.
Ford refused to accept the premise entirely, reframing the deal not as a concession, but as finally ending a private monopoly that's cost Canadian businesses for decades. 10 rounds of tariffs, a monopoly finally broken, and a united front of premiers refusing to accept the label of pushover. That's what Charlottetown delivered before Carney even arrived. Tomorrow's meeting with the Prime Minister carries real weight now, with premiers publicly demanding strength, not concessions. Whether that translates into a deal within 28 days remains to be seen. But Canada's provinces made their position unmistakably clear today. If you found this breakdown valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Canada Decoded, leave a like, and let us know in the comments. Do you think Canada's premiers are finally taking the right stance against Trump's tariffs?